Hello, friends. Sorry, I am whispering. Tom is about to join us any second now. He literally was cutting it very close. Very, very, very close. So he only just started watching episode 3 at like 7:10. And he didn't realize that it was an hour long. So he literally is on the final scenes. So we're gonna be getting his fresh reaction. So I'm just whispering so I don't ruin it for him. Also, let me know though, because I'm trying to not get copyright. He's literally in the other room. So let me know if you can hear like the TV. I mean, there's literally only like 1 minute left. So I doubt we get anything major. Yeah, that he's just wrapping it up. So I'm just being quiet. Nothing at all. Okay, good. That's why I'm like talking really close into the microphone. Don't hear anything. Okay, good. Even if you could, there's like at this point 2 seconds left. So we're just gonna keep ASMRing this. Sabersmith, what's up? We're just gonna keep whispering so we don't detract from the final moments for him, and then we are going to get his fresh off the grill, fresh out of the oven. Yeah, it's literally like over right now. The final music is playing, so we're gonna get his fresh, hot, icy takes on this evening's episode. But he definitely was excited about seeing Coruscant in that description. All right, episode just ended. I should also disclaim neither of us have watched Bad Batch yet, so please no Bad Batch spoilers. I'm kind of a fraud, and we're not going to be talking about that tonight. We'll probably go and watch after the stream, but yes, no Bad Batch. I mean, you could spoil it and I'd be fine probably, but just letting you know. I know. Okay, listen. I had to wake up at like 7 a.m. Tom wakes up early, so he doesn't even stay up to watch any of the episodes. He goes to sleep because he wakes up very early to exercise and then go right to work, especially on Wednesdays. Unfortunately, he has to go to work like super early, so the timing with the Disney Plus releases just isn't great. So and I was busy editing all day, and then I had
I'm done.
We're ready for your fresh take.
I'm done. Episode has been watched.
Oh yeah, you get to hold Grogu today if you want.
I will hold the baby.
I forgot about that. I was just saying, you didn't watch Bad Batch, correct, when I was in class?
No.
Yes, so I was saying no Bad Batch spoilers,
yes,
and explaining that Tom was at work all day.
Not so bad.
He didn't watch it when he came home, and I was literally in a Zoom meeting from 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock, and was editing all day before that. So that's why we're shameful. That is why. There you go. All right.
How's everybody doing?
Well, I think everybody wants Tom coming out of the shadow. Sal loves it. Sal approves. Yeah, that is one of the best shirts in the collection.
Yeah, this is
everyone's excited.
This is a good one.
So I think we're all just dying to know, what are your fresh out of the oven, fresh hot takes? Literally just finished watching the episode. Nobody ever gets your like fresh reaction. This is essentially like a reaction vid for you almost. So what do you think?
I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions.
Are you aware that you're still chewing gum?
Now I am, yes. Do you have a... No. 1 second.
I can
Yeah, that just like...
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. This guy was kind of just lurking around this episode. You know, not a lot of Grogu particular moments. That's one thought, not necessarily a good or bad thing, but one thing that stood out to me.
People are saying though that he did. Do you recall the moment? It was very subtle. The moment that Bo-Katan says, "I would invite you to stay over for dinner, but I don't think you want to take your helmet off." And Din says, "This is the way," and she says, "He was like, this is the way," and he's like, he says something.
He's trying to say it.
He says something. That was about the biggest action that he got this episode.
Yeah, he's trying to say it.
Real quick, Charlie, 18 months. Let's go. Charlie. I feel like every time we stream, people are hitting another milestone. I'm honored. This is amazing. Thank you, Charlie, for everything. This community would not be the same without you.
Yes. Shout out to Charlie. Yeah. That was probably the most unique episode of The Mandalorian, I think, that we've
Yeah.
had.
Yes. Because it was the first episode that doesn't focus solely on just Din and Grogu.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was probably the most unique episode of Mandalorian so far. And it's very interesting seeing the setup of the New Republic. I mean, this is essentially the first time we've really gotten, New Republic type content. In Resistance, even in Resistance, they're still, kind of mentioned, right? They're not the forefront, but they're kind of mentioned. Obviously, in previous Mando seasons, you have the one rebel pilot guy who continuously shows up.
True, Paul, correct?
Yeah, who's talking about the New Republic, and Cara Dune is now a New Republic Special Forces, member. But up until this episode, we haven't really gotten anything to do with the New Republic. And I think the idea that there's this amnesty program where they're taking, Imperial deserters or captives or however you want to classify them, and giving them amnesty and providing housing and work and an opportunity to redeem is very interesting. And the fact that we're seeing it through Dr. Pershing, and I already forget Katie O'Brien's character's name. Yeah, her. Is also very interesting. And the fact that we now know that Katie O'Brien's character is a double agent. I guess it's not confirmed, but
that was my suspicion too.
I think that's what they're trying to tease us with, is that she's a double agent.
Or she's at least, I don't know if she's necessarily a double agent, but she is at least definitely trying to gain their trust in order to probably prepare for, to climb the ropes so that when she backstabs them, or, she has some sort of scheme, I am sure, to betray the New Republic somehow. So that's probably why she's...
Well, she's working undercover for Gideon, and Gideon wants Pershing out, and then Gideon's going to get out, and they're going to continue. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's absolutely going to happen. I mean, they in the beginning, some of the beginning dialogue, they teased that, they know where Gideon is, right? Or they teased of rumors of how if Gideon escaped, or where is he.
It was kind of like a throwaway comment. I was like, no, talk more about that.
And Katie O'Brien's character, I forgot her name already.
Elia Kane.
Kane is, there's a shot of her face, and she is aware, and it's done intentionally so that, it's very subtle, but I think that she knows where he is. Her mission is to ultimately reunite with Gideon.
Hey, Jerry.
I don't understand. Oh, thanks, Jerry. I'm still not totally. I mean, I just had like 30 seconds to process it, but I'm still not completely. I don't have a really good understanding of what the whole mind wipe reasoning is, like why she set him up. I'm assuming she set him up to get him in the mind chamber, but why she got him in the mind chamber, and especially when they said that if you dial it all the way up, then you're going to wipe someone's mind. What's the gain there? Because if you think that she's trying to get Pershing out of the cycle, or groom Pershing to be back to his Imperial clone-loving self, in the hopes that he gets reunited with Gideon, what's wiping his mind going to do? Because I think that it's going to just wipe his research out of his brain. Unless it's wipe the New Republic conditioning that they show him going through out of his brain. Like going to that robot on a daily basis, answering the same questions. Clearly he's getting agitated. So it could be she's trying to bring him back by wiping that out of his mind.
Or just totally like scrambling the life out of his brain to get him to a point where he's the most vulnerable and she can just go and mold him from scratch and groom him again to, somehow, I don't know, either, because she already had gained his trust in this episode and then deceived him. So, like, if she was trying to finesse it and be like, I think she knows that he willingly would not have gone back to Gideon to serve anybody from, the Empire for those purposes. But he is still passionate about his research and he didn't want to give that up entirely. So I think, I don't think by solely just developing trust, she would have been able to lure him to go with her or escape or reunite with Gideon or whatnot, rendezvous somehow so that they can continue the research, because Pershing probably wouldn't have done that willingly. So that's why I'm hesitant to say, like, why would she scramble his brain? Because is she trying to just, I think maybe the whole scheme was just solely to get him into the mind flare, use his trust and betray it. That's good. To, have some reason to get him in there to wipe his brain. So that then when he comes out fresh on the other side, probably has no memory of it, she can then sneak attack again. I don't know.
But like, what was, if it's just her trying to get heat off her back, why go after Pershing? Why not just use some other Amnesty member?
Because they know that they clearly want him for his science. Like, there's nobody else that was working directly with Gideon. Not that I don't know if Pershing himself, he probably was. Yes, we know that Gideon was on the hunt for Grogu. We know that Pershing was involved during the initial bounty for Grogu. So they obviously were working together. Like, I don't think, and it's like Gideon's or Pershing's specialty. How many other scientists would have been working on this that either didn't get totally captured or whatnot, or are still around?
Yeah, that's it. Nicholas Brown, that is it right there.
Oh.
It starts going back to Plagueis City chamber. He's talking about his cloning and his research and all this stuff. What is her character's name? Why can't I remember?
Elia Kane.
Kane is in the audience watching Pershing spew off about how he's, ashamed of what he did with the Empire and all his cloning research and all his work. And that's exactly it. Nicholas nailed it. Palpatine,
but then why wouldn't she have just
flowing
killed
to Gideon?
him?
Because then that's too obvious.
True.
If they find out that someone in the Amnesty membership was killed,
maybe
then it's who's going after him?
Wiping his mind entirely. You might be right. Like, if you wipe everything, including his research and his expertise, and have literally nothing up there, literally nothing, then you don't have blood on your hands because he's not dead. And for all they know, it was just an accident.
Yeah,
with the mind flare mechanism machine, and can't trace back.
Yeah, and he's not gonna.
But he's the equivalent of dead to them for Palpatine. He's not going to be going around talking about or trying to pursue his science. So that actually going to be right. That's so sad. Please God, no. I agree, darling. I'm like, oh, that's so sad because I love this episode. This is the first time we get a little bit more of him, but I think we've seen all along from even his first initial appearance. They made it very clear that he is not a malicious, typical Imperial worker, and that he actually, cared about Grogu and fought to keep Grogu alive. Like, he obviously is not a bad person. He just got roped into a bad employer. So it's especially sad now that we finally got to see more of that and his vulnerability, and he was so trusting of her and just clearly just wanted some friends. Like, it is so sad.
Yeah.
It's so
that's totally
sad.
It. They just want to erase his memory so he can't reveal any of the secrets. I mean, he already name dropped the Kaminoans in front of
that's true.
The giant New Republic opera audience.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
Seeing the opera building and him
right,
going
Charlie?
up the steps.
What is it with torturous headpieces these days in Star Wars. I literally was having flashbacks to Biggs. I was like, what is going on with torture happening now in modern Star Wars? But I did love that this episode emphasized like the New Republic isn't exactly that fabulous. The fact that they're still utilizing technology, like it's the equivalent of an effing lobotomy, like where they literally would like.
What's the equivalent? The mind wipe thing?
Yes, the mind wipe.
Well, the calamari guy is saying that under the right use, it's for just a soothing of the mind. Yeah, why they just have the dial that anyone can just slip and their elbow can knock it up to full power and wipe someone's mind? Yeah, okay, maybe the New Republic needs some more inspectors and needs some more regulations. So you can't just have a mind wipe machine that anyone can just go up and spill coffee on and then it gets fried and then you wipe someone's mind. They just need more inspectors. They need to pay for more inspectors. They need to ramp their public health and safety department.
No, I think the whole
increase the taxpayer funds
point of this episode,
so that you can have safe laboratory equipment.
Taxes.
We are getting back to taxes. We're talking about the government. We're on
Coruscant.
We're getting back to taxes. The New Republic clearly is still trying to figure out their tax brackets, their tax, their federal budget. Clearly, the episode's trying to tell us that they just need to increase the federal funds into the health and public safety department.
No,
and laboratory regulations, because
if you know, you know. Okay.
Yeah, it's all Padme's fault.
Sean knows. Sean was there. Sean was there. No, I did like that they made an emphasis on not depicting, oh my god, look how beautiful and shiny and amazing the New Republic is. They're clearly understaffed, and their whole system of accountability and actually checking in on the mental well-being and just the emotional state of the amnesty participants, using those droids who are just like, all right, next, like, so not responsive or can't register actual human emotion. Like, it's clear they're understaffed, and the program, it does have a great sentiment, but what I took away from it was like, I'm sorry, but just any government that would use some sort of electrocution style brain games like that to try to as a form of therapy, like literally, like, that's just a red flag. That is a red flag. And I think they really sealed the deal by saying, oh, we're not the Empire, but like, you shouldn't be using this technology at all. Like, that was my takeaway. Like, is the New Republic really all that great? They're clearly understaffed and don't necessarily maybe have resources and are still doing things that I would only associate with a government like the Empire, torturing people, essentially. Now, yes, they're not all going up there and dialing up those things, but
yeah,
I wouldn't want to go into one like that, even just for a little bit.
Well, obviously Pershing was afraid because he knows what the full capability of technology is. But they're saying no, we don't operate it at full strength.
Even
the whole point is that it's accessible for anyone to just go turn the dial all the way.
If only we could do a poll.
Need to have more safety precautions.
Mind flare, is it safe or no? Yeah. That was hilarious. Yeah. They took a Spaceballs moment when the doctor guys said, I used the machine the other day. That's right. That's so funny. Yeah, and it's a trap reference was hysterical.
Yeah, he piqued his interest.
Yeah, it was a good little lighthearted tidbit there, and what was very, I mean, I was just having flashbacks to Andor, so maybe that's why I have such an aversion to it, but no one is filleting my mind. Good soldiers follow orders, for real. Like, what's the difference? If you can't naturally, through human conversation, get somebody to abide by the standards that you have for the New Republic, and you have to employ technology? I'm sorry, but no. That's just a red flag.
Yeah.
That's just a red flag.
Yeah, well, we know the New Republic.
But even Din was saying, like, they're a joke. In season 1, he was like, the New Republic really, like, I think the seeds we have gotten about the New Republic, Like, even they were like, every interaction we've had, they let Mando go because they're like, listen, we have bigger problems in
Yeah.
season 2.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of hypocrisy, and going into sequel time frame and the background novels we got in there, like, we know that the New Republic didn't want to have an armada. They wanted to, they didn't want any type of military, force. So they say, oh, we're gonna, decommission the military. We're not gonna have an active military. Blah 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 blah. But then
Yeah, that
they're
was
funding the
interesting.
resistance, and
True.
everybody knows about the resistance, and the First Order uses that as a saying, oh, the New Republic, but they're funding the resistance, and they're hypocrites, and they're doing things that they to behind the scenes and behind the backs of the citizens of the New Republic. And that starts. I mean, that's one of the pieces. So I think that this episode did do a good job showing, like, and even when they're walking around that park, what is her name?
Elia Kane.
Kane. Yes.
Just call her Katie
Kane.
O'Brien if you can. Katie. Yeah. Katie. Yeah.
Elia Kane. Elia Kane and Dr. Pershing are walking in the park, and they're talking about.
That's cool, Sabersmith.
They're talking about, like, oh, does it feel different? Does it look different? And they're saying, like, no, not really. But, they're saying that, oh, the Empire wouldn't do. Basically, their go-to line is the Empire would have done it worse and wouldn't have done it the same. Like the amnesty program, like the Empire wouldn't have done this.
Yeah, they probably would have just executed people.
Yeah, so they're basically saying it's not as bad as the Empire.
Yeah. But
they're not saying, oh, it's great. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's love it. Could be worse. Yeah. you know.
So it's just mundane.
I love, first off, Sabersmith, I think you officially win the world's best teacher doing a character study on Dr. Pershing today in class. Literal goated way to spend your class period. I'm so curious. What do you teach? That's freaking amazing. That is literally awesome. Goat teacher behavior. New Republic might be no better than the Empire. What a galaxy. That's my point. Like, I think they're not outwardly saying it, but I think they are intentionally making it vague enough while also showing the good and bad sides to let you make your own judgment and be like, is this even any better?
Yeah, well, that was the whole point of after Pershing's speech in the Opera House.
Yeah.
And he's talking with the citizens or whatever. Like, all the things they're saying are basically, oh, like, yeah, we're just living it rich on Coruscant, Republic, Empire, New Republic, blah, 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 whatever. It's all the same to us on Coruscant, right? Their lives haven't changed at all throughout the entire Star Wars saga. So, yeah, from a citizen's perspective, yeah, what is new? Because the atrocities of the Empire and the war of the Republic, and now the, regulation of the Outer Rim for the New Republic, from a citizen in the core worlds of whatever governing power, all three of those factions are essentially the same from their perspective. So it's like, they don't care. So I think they're trying to show that.
Yeah. We can move on to other subjects. We're probably not going to go for long this evening, folks, because I'm running on like 6 hours of sleep. But my biggest question for everybody: how does everyone feel about Bo joining Children of the Watch? Potentially, there's some hot takes in here. Yeah. At the end of the day, we know that Grogu will be the one riding the Mythosaur, but who was it up here? I think Bo wants to ride the Mythosaur from Sean. Nicholas with a hot take: Bo is waiting to betray Din and take the Darksaber. That's intriguing, and it would certainly spice things up, but I don't want that to be the direction for her character. And am I wrong for saying I don't know if I want her to join the Children of the Watch? Like, that's just straight up honest, my initial feelings. I felt happy for her because in a way, like, she's been a denier of, her culture. Not a denier, but she hasn't just leaned into it that much. And for her, it's all just, it's in the past. It's no more, but for her, the sequence of events now is all kind of resurrecting the fire of her Mandalore nature, and I'm sure it's still inside her, and she still has that patriotism, I guess, for lack of a better word. So, like, yeah, part of me's happy that she has achieved this status now when last season she was like, oh my god, you children of the watch, you shame those of us who take our helmets off, blah. But now to then be told by that same elite group to be like, hey, you can come and join us now, like, that's gotta be tempting. And she's literally lost everything. I totally forgot. Like they destroyed her castle.
Yep.
All her friends pieced out. She has no dark saber. She literally has absolutely nothing now. So it's like the timing. I can't blame her, but I don't know how I feel about it.
No, they have clearly set it up that she's not there to stay.
Yeah.
She is the Mythosaur has reinvigorated the fire in her to reunite all of Mandalore. So she's gonna hang out with the people to watch. She's gonna live in their covert. She's gonna gain their trust, and then she's gonna go eventually do whatever she needs to do with the Mythosaur to reunite the Watch people and her, Koska Reeves and whoever else is she's the Marauders that are running around the galaxy. So she's gonna play nice for now, and I don't necessarily think she's gonna betray Din per se, but I think she could go Mythosaur route or try to go Mythosaur route, get burned by it, and then Din or Grogu is gonna go Mythosaur route or something like that. I don't think she's going to directly try and compete with Din for the Darksaber. I think she said, oh, I have a legitimate way around the Darksaber where I don't have to hurt Din, and I can go to the Mythosaur. She's asking him in the beginning, oh, did you see it? So she's reaffirming to herself that she's the only one who knows about it. So she doesn't have to stress about anyone competing to go ride the Mythosaur. So in her mind, she's the only one who knows about it. She just needs to figure out the easiest way to get back there, ride it, so that she can reunite.
How do you prove that you rode the Mythosaur?
You take it, you bust through the ceiling, and I don't know, does it fly?
I don't know. I think it has wings.
I have no freaking idea. What does this thing even look like? Do we even know what it looks like?
Yes, there's pictures on it.
Outside of the skull?
Yeah, there's pictures. It's like what we see in the show is like a fraction.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's massive.
Yeah.
It's huge.
But it's quite interesting design. She does not believe it one bit, according to Tweed Tone. She will use this to rally to prove her worth. She's the only one that can wield a Darksaber, but why are they nerfing Din so hard if Moff can wield it, etc.? I want to talk about this, because I don't think they're nerfing... I don't see it as nerfing Din. I think that they made it pretty clear. We had to watch Sabine train with it, with Kanan. No, in Rebels, we had to watch her train. We know that Bo possessed it for a long while, correct? Probably a decent few years, I'm going to assume, before she lost it to Gideon. And we don't know for exactly how long he had it, but we can assume that all of those former owners had way more time with it than Din, and all probably trained for it, as evidenced by watching, Sabine in Rebels, and Din now having training with the armorer. So I think that they've emphasized that it is not the easiest weapon to wield if you don't have the proper training. And he trained for seemingly like 2 days maybe before, he was expelled as an apostate. So he never got time to properly learn how to use it. So I think that's just, I don't see it as like, oh my God, she's Mary Sue. She's so much better than Din. How? Why? I see it as she had it for way longer. She had that thing for years, probably. So it's just, I'm sure it just comes with over time. That's my interpretation, only because they have shown Din like just struggling so much. Literally, like he sliced his own leg with the thing in Book of Boba Fett. Like that is a very amateur mistake. But then they at least followed it up and justified that with the explanation that he gets from the armorer, like, stop fighting against it. You have to learn how to finesse and maneuver this thing, because it's obviously not like a typical weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, celebration. Don't remind me. I'm so excited for those of you who are going, but I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nicholas. I think that ending, that's another amazing topic. It's like, how are they so good at conveying some sort of emotion when all I see is their helmet and not even their face? They're literally just using some sort of posture and either relaxation or tension in their body to convey something, but you could tell she was thinking under that helmet. Like, you could just tell, and I was just like, how? What sorcery is
Well,
this?
they conveyed it by focusing on the mythosaur head
Yeah,
on the back.
yeah.
It's like eye on the prize.
Eye on the
Eye on the prize.
prize.
That's what she's focused on. All these
She
people
was
are
so angry and wanting to
touching
kill
them,
all of
tapping
them.
her on the shoulder, giving her pats on the back. But her eyes were fully glued to the prize, and in her mind, she's going to use this as safety for now. But yeah,
Only thing about that is she doesn't have the accent, unless she's trying to disguise it for some reason. Do the ages even line up? I mean, I don't know. Cal, I agree with this. I might be in the minority here, but I don't want Din to rule Mandalore. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know if 100%, like, I wouldn't be against it, but part of my inclination is I'm just rooting for Bo. I don't know why.
Yeah, what they need to do is explain what ruling Mandalore means. Because there's nothing on Mandalore except for a mythosaur and those dino creatures and the winged iguanas in the basement. And that, scrawny General Grievous dude. Is that ruling Mandalore?
Thing?
Is ruling Mandalore just reuniting the Mandalorian sects?
The different clans?
Yeah, the different clans. Is that what ruling Mandalore really means? Just uniting all the clans? Because we don't know what they're fighting against. I mean, I think they kind of are hopefully laying the foundation because, yeah, Imperial TIE interceptors come out of nowhere because of some warlord that Bo says. But then TIE bombers also come and just bomb our castle. Like, that's not just a warlord. That's just not a one-off hit and run bounty type scheme. Like, clearly there's some bigger Imperial threat that is not tied to Gideon that has beef with Bo and Din or the Mandalorian system, and something triggered them to wait for them to come off of Mandalore so that they could attack. So what is that? What's going on there? Because that is very interesting, and maybe that's the real threat that we don't necessarily know about that Bo is really fighting against. Very interesting.
Yeah, Bo didn't conveniently take it off. Yeah, it's because of the camera changes / angles and editing that gives them emotional depth. For real, that's actually, when you think about it, that's such an added element of this show that other shows don't have to navigate because they have the luxury of you can see the actor's face at all times. But it really hit me this episode. I was like, you can so clearly feel what she's thinking in this moment. There's a little aspect of mystery because it's just like, is she? Bo, are you? But just her entire presence in that scene, the fact that they can act in the armor, like Paz Vizsla, everyone, obviously Mandalorian, like the fact that they can portray all of this stuff and all of this tension solely by standing there and not showing their face and using everything else they have at their disposal, which isn't much. If you don't have facial expression, it's like, that's just mind-blowing to me. Mandalore isn't just a place, it's a creed. Good call, Sal.
Yep.
Is it Charlie? Charlie, yes. That's hysterical.
Emily Swallow does the voice, but there's a demodulator in her helmet, and it is John Cena.
Ooh, I
and
like
Paz Vizsla is The Rock.
From Cal Westis, whoever rules Mandalore will decide the future of the race. That's what I think it means. Because that is what the Children of the Watch are all about, and why Bo-Katan is trying to stop them. Good point. I don't think she would join them because they have been so divisive, and they just go around telling other Mandalorians, "Oh, we're better than you. You're not actually real," invalidating, taking people's Mando card. It's like, for what? Where are you getting all this from? Is this made up? It sounds like their own construct.
Okay.
So it's like, that's why I'm like, why would Bo join them? She was so in disdain about them. But yes, it's a double-edged sword because on the other hand, this is the perfect storm, perfect moment. She has been stripped of everything. She's at her literal lowest point, And we have seen her. They've emphasized how lonely she freaking is, just sitting in that now smashed to smithereens chair of hers every day. So they've really leaned into that to set up for this and to be like, listen, yeah, we don't maybe necessarily agree with the creeds of the Children of the Watch, but you can't deny that they love, they're passionate about their creed and each other and that loyalty to it, and they will willingly do anything for each other because this is the way, no questions asked. And they welcomed her in 2 seconds later. Now I am curious to see, because it was a very quick, the armorer was like, hey, well, you're one of us now. But as someone mentioned earlier, Paz was not excited to see her. They obviously, I'm pretty sure, all have been told by the armorer, for as Din was, like, Bo-Katan, she's cursed. Like, she's no good. So how quick can they just flip the switch and be like, you know what, you took the creed, you're fine?
You know why they're flipping the switch? Because they know Din has a Darksaber. She doesn't. But you also know why they're just going to take her in. Is because after the purge, I think basically the armor is saying that, the Darksaber is the reason for the purge, right? Bo broke she broke the curse. The purge happened. They lost their homeworld. And so the Darksaber has ruined it. And I think Bo realizes that in this scene at the very end. She realizes that, the Darksaber is not going to reunite. It's not going to get this clan to take their goggles off and wake up. It's going to be the Mythosaur.
Yeah.
And I think that she has learned in that final shot that these people are not concerned with the Darksaber because Din has it. The Darksaber's in the room and Din has it. And they're not hailing him. They're still hailing the armor. But the Creed and the Living Waters and the Mines of Mandalore all go back to the Mythosaur. So if Bo goes and gets the Mythosaur, in her mind, right in that moment, I think she's thinking, that's what I have to do. That's the key to getting the Children of the Watch to follow me, is by getting the Mythosaur. Not the Darksaber, but the Mythosaur.
Yeah. I just want to give a quick shout out to Cal Westis here. First off, well, this is very true. No questions asked. It's never a good idea for the birth of an ideology and culture. 100%. Yeah, it's certainly a flawed system. But I just want to let y'all know, in case you don't already and you're living under a rock. I'm just kidding. But Cal Westis, go check out his channel. He is the star of the Cal Kestis fan film, The Foretelling. The sequel is currently in production, and I'm so loving all of the pre-production and all the BTS stuff that has been shared on Instagram and whatnot. And Cal West is here, does freaking amazing. Like, y'all know I have absolutely not the first clue about anything when it comes to cosplay and making your own stuff from scratch. Literally has full-blown, full-fledged, like, Mando, Boba Fett gear, top to bottom cosplay, and has these amazing, absolutely amazing videos about his process if you guys are interested. So as I just said, I have absolutely not the first clue about any of that stuff, but watching his content makes me feel confident as if I could actually do it. I'm serious. He had this live stream last week that I tuned in. It was so, like, I feel like I learned so much, and it totally, he's just so cool. Check him out. And if you haven't already, now is actually the perfect time because we're gearing up for April here. Would we have had?
What are you about to talk about?
I was going to say now's the perfect time to go and watch their fan film, The Foretelling. If you haven't seen it yet, it's amazing. It's legit, like, amazing. And it's great to pregame for April because we have Jedi Survivor coming up, still over a month away, but we're getting closer by the day. Would we have had it by now, or was it going to be like March 24th?
I forget. I forget the original date.
I feel like I remember it lining up with John Wick, because that's coming out March 24th. Was it going to be like March 26th or something? I forget.
I thought it was just delayed by a month.
Yeah, it's April 24th now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we still have like all of April to go. Anyway, tangent over, but I just want to say shout out to Cal. Children of the Watch will all be dead by the end of the season? Wait, what?
I think it's possible.
What?
I think Bo, in her mind, is saying, "Oh, if I get the mythosaur, then they're going to join. But if she gets a mythosaur and they don't join,
Bye.
then you. It's either they join or uniting Mandalore means removing them from the equation. Toss them in the mines.
Oh my god!
Toss them in the living waters.
Can of worms has been opened? Tom is on one tonight. You're like writing prophecy over here for real.
Everything's fresh.
This is his hot takes
because it just finished.
Yeah,
just finished the episode and then walked immediately into the room.
We never get his spicy hot takes. What if the armor is Bo-Katan's other sister? There was a third? Is this... Do we know this for sure?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe there's one that we didn't know of, but I feel like... I think that would have been made more clear. Personally, everyone has all these theories about the armor and if she's Rook cast or whatnot, and I feel like I kind of like her just being her own entity. I don't know if she needs to necessarily be anyone.
No, I think she needs to be Rook and tie in with the Mandalorians, and then...
Okay. It looks like Darth Maul's literally talking into the microphone.
Yes, Master. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
Randall, what's up?
Yeah.
When did it come out, Kat? Because I feel like you posted about a fan film with Cal before. I did, yes, I reacted to it, and I actually had Cal Westis and the director, Golden Guide Productions, on for a live stream interview, and it was so much fun. I literally was just pulling it up to refresh my memory. Came out like about a year ago, but Cal Westis would know for sure the exact date he was there. He was in it. Is that a sick Maul shirt Tom has on? Kat is gonna ditch you, Tom, for that shirt. Yo, I stole that shirt for my Mando season 3 reaction. It's funny, we're coming full circle.
Yep.
Got my John Wick takes. Hearing great things. Oh my god, yes, I'm so salty. People getting to go see it early. I'm so excited. Yep. We still have to. We got to do a rewatch of all of them. I watched a video where somebody said the armor could be the female Mandalorian and Maul's Mandalorians in the Clone Wars. Yep. Yeah, I think that's that's a consensus. It's definitely a theory. I thought Survivor got pushed back to next. Please tell me no. I can only handle one.
It's essentially May because it's the very end of April.
It's tail end of April. Yep. Tail end. Maul is Bay. Tom spitting facts. Saber Smith is truly solidifying his legend, his reputation here as the coolest teacher I've ever met. Doing a character study on John freaking Wick. First group outing to the movies for chapter 4. That is so freaking fun. I could talk about John Wick all day. I'm about to join your class just so I can write like a paper on him. There's a reason why I say Tom is my hype. I feel like she is a Maul Mando, if anything. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
That's my belief.
That would be fantastic. That's true.
How sick would it be to see a cold open in The Mandalorian of when Bo-Katan took the Creed as a child? Oh, give me... I'm going to butcher this last name. Michael Kudlitz as her father. He's a badass actor. That would be cool. And we see maybe like a kid Satine with her as well.
As long as we see adult Satine and Maul and Bo and Obi-Wan in the same room for a death scene.
Love your shirt. Tom sure is the star of this show. She does have a third sister. Yes, Corky's mom. That's right.
Who's Corky?
Corky. Who isn't Corky? Let's start with that. Corky is the alleged, perhaps, well, yes, he apparently has his own mother, but from my understanding, fan theories are that Corky is...
Who's Corky?
He's Satine's nephew. He's in the Clone Wars, but there are all these fan theories that he's not just he's not her nephew. He's actually the love child between Satine and Obi-Wan. Because if you look at his picture, it's plausible. Corky, nope, not Corks. Corky Kreese. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, but that is so...
It's a fan theory, okay?
Like, think about... I think George Lucas is just trolling, right?
George Lucas?
Yeah, because he's the one who would have been in the room when Corky was created and said, "Grave the green light to give Corky showtime on Clone Wars." I think he's trolling, basically saying that, oh, yeah, he kind of looks like Obi-Wan. If he is Obi-Wan's son, and Obi-Wan is, maybe that could be why Obi-Wan ends up turning a blind eye to Anakin and Padme's relationship.
Oh, because he has his own.
Yeah, he's like, I have my own son, so I can't really chastise Anakin for having love interest with Padme. But then from Anakin's perspective, like if Anakin found out that Obi-Wan has a son, and he's being told by Obi-Wan and the Masters that, oh, you can't have attachments, you can't have love, you can't be married, blah, 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 blah. And then Obi-Wan has a secret love child on Mandalore with Satine. I mean, maybe he finds out, and that's another reason why Anakin decides to slaughter all the Jedi.
No. They need to just stop. After we get whatever flashback happens with Grogu and the Jedi Temple, Order 66, I'm going to be completely honest. I want them to just stop kind of rewriting the history of the prequels. Specifically Revenge of the Sith. Specifically, like, Anakin and Order 66. We've already tampered with it, with Reva.
No,
and
they can keep showing us. They can show us as many Order 66 Hayden in the Temple scenes as they want.
Yes, but I'm just saying.
But they can't have a youngling survive a lightsaber to the chest every single time in one of these stories.
No, I'm not. I'm saying don't rewrite Anakin's motive and have, Corky the love child as a hidden catalyst for Order 66. Like, that's breaching. That's breaching.
Yeah,
what I'm
but
cool
it's another.
with.
It's another.
It's
reason.
Fuel to the fire, but.
Yeah, are they going to show Anakin and Obi-Wan having a conversation in Mandalorian about Satine and his love child Corky? No, they're not going to do that. But if it is actually Obi-Wan's love child, they couldn't just drop that and then have Anakin not know about it. Because if they had Anakin not know about it, then there's no point. Then you're just sitting there mad because it's like Obi-Wan did this, and then Anakin's being chastised for what happened to him, but Obi-Wan literally is doing the same thing. So I don't want to hear any more about Obi-Wan.
Oh my goodness.
That's so funny.
Oh, goodness
so
gracious.
Funny.
Yes,
So
Corky was Satine's nephew, though, so unless it's Bo-Katan's kid, if they have another sibling that hasn't been mentioned. Yeah, there's allegedly the third mom, which was news to me. I'm stupid,
okay.
But I guess I should have put two and two together because he was like a pivotal character whenever they would talk about Mandalore. And he's obviously not Bo-Katan's child. I don't think.
Interesting.
I think Jay, did you ask earlier if we think Mace is going to make an appearance in this season? Is that like a thing that people are actually?
We discussed this.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe not last time, but the time before. We went over the 5 people that could possibly be.
I'm specifically talking about Mace. Like, is that actually in the zeitgeist right now?
Mace
the
fandom. Is one of the 5.
I'm asking.
Let's
let me finish. Let me
Mace,
finish. Stop.
Barriss, Anakin. What was the 5th one? Mace, Palpatine, Barriss, Anakin,
Maul.
Maul is the 5th one. Maul.
I am asking specifically, and you guys might know more than me. Like, I don't know. Is it actually in the rumor mill that like Mace Windu has potential to appear in this season?
We talked about this either last week or the week before.
No, we talked about the plausibility of him like surviving and rescuing Grogu from the temple.
Yeah, we have.
But we didn't talk about. Possible. I'm asking though, like, is this? Yeah, not if it's possible. Is this something that people are actually putting out there in the rumor mill to be like, this could actually happen this season?
Well, like inside sources who saw Samuel L. Jackson on the set.
Never mind.
Is that where you're
whatever. Corky's kind of the forgotten nephew. I feel like I did see people mentioning that he could be in the series at some point. Oh my goodness. Sean with the puns. Sean's always got a pun up his sleeve. Literally, yeah, Nicholas. I think the season has had a stellar. They're definitely taking advantage of the Naboo, the starfighter there, because this season's chases, I will say, it's a lot more graceful and kind of epic in his new ship versus any of. Did we even have that many memorable chase galactic chase scenes with the I can't even. It's kind of sad. I was freaking crying when that thing got obliterated. What is the name of their old ship? Stop.
Ray.
Razor Crest. Right. Razor Crest. Me when the Razor Crest gets blown to smithereens. But yeah, it's kind of bad how I've already forgotten about that. I love that they're taking advantage of the fact that he actually has like a combat ship now, and they have definitely had. I mean, this is the second episode. We're only 3 episodes in. And this is the second one where we've had this amazing space chase. So, and they've been awesome. Mace is about to be a snake for King Boba. Oh god. Mom and Dad are fighting again. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Snack.
the Mace aspect is very interesting.
Razor Crest. Yeah, it took me embarrassingly long to remember that. The Razor Crest. Peace out. Oh my god, Micah's going to watch Midsummer. Sweet Lord, have fun sleeping tonight. Oh, your friend hasn't seen it? I'll pray for her. I will literally pray for her. She's not sleeping tonight. She's not going to sleep for the rest of the week. I wish her well. Sorry. Didn't mean to deviate. Lord Fowl is definitely not Team Windu, it seems.
No.
Sabersmith wants Mando. That's right. She was an early little love interest. Never escalated to anything. Yo, honestly, I just remembered like other past seasons, like Cobb Vanth. I totally forgot about him. I want him to come back this season, but that would require us to go to Tatooine. I don't know if I want that.
I mean, yeah, they said that.
Peace out,
he's still going to be alive because of the end credit scene
the mods.
For Boba, right?
He's gotten modded up.
He's gonna be alive at some point. If we do get Boba season 2, he's gonna show up then, I think.
Good point.
But
what are your guys' thoughts on Bad Batch? I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but if you guys were not here, neither of us have watched the latest episode because we're awful. We are awful. It's not because we don't like Bad Batch. It's just because we didn't have the time. So that's probably what we're going to do after this. We'll probably wrap up at 9 or midnight on the dot for some of y'all and go watch that. But I've been... No spoilers. Don't even tell me what you thought of the episode because I feel like that will just spoil it inherently. Whether people are like, "Oh, it was a great episode," or not my favorite Bad Batch episode.
Yeah, you shouldn't even.
Well, I'm just saying.
But yeah, so far,
we're gonna go
besides
watch
the last
it,
episode that we haven't seen, overall, I mean, the last 2 episodes.
Yeah,
awesome.
the series has really awesome. Like turned around. Admittedly, like not that I ever would have. I would never have stopped watching. It's fun and it's just a different, first half of the season, I was looking at it like this is just fun. I'm just grateful for Star Wars. It's entertaining, I'm not coming here for like heavy hitting material. The second half of the season has been freaking intense as heck, and I'm like, holy crap! Like the Bad Batch, I'm actually taking it seriously now versus like watching just for some lighthearted, good old fashioned Star Wars fun. It's like literally on the level of some of the better, more memorable like Clone Wars episodes. And I love that they're finally just like leaning into all the different avenues that this time period offers in regards to the clones and the clones being phased out. And, hopefully now, I mean, we literally only have 3 episodes left. We have one more episode and then, right?
I have no idea.
I might be wrong.
I don't know. But they're talking about it in the chat, so don't read the chat.
All right, I'm just going to bypass all this. Bad Batch joined the dark side. Oh my god, this is exciting. Yes, the animation and the music. The music has been freaking like in a league of its own this season. Absolutely amazing. Elijah, what's up?
What up?
How you doing? Is it only 3 left? I could be lying, but I'm pretty sure. As of last night, I remember thinking we have 4 episodes left. That means 2 weeks, and then the season finale and the final, second to last episode are going to be another double 2-episode release. So that literally leaves us only 1 week left, and then it's the finale week, right? I could be wrong. Yeah, one
Okay.
more before a double episode. Okay, so I'm not lying.
Okay.
I'm not spreading
Okay.
lies. Oh, did you hear Kroger say, yeah, we were talking about this? I admittedly didn't clock it the first time I watched through. Like honestly, that moment just got I wasn't even paying attention really the first time I watched. But then I saw somebody in my comment section of my reaction say, Grogu kind of says this is the
Yep.
way. I was like, wait, you're kidding. No. And
Yep.
so I opened my ears when
Yep.
I was rewatching the beginning portion with Tom this evening, and
Yep.
he definitely says something.
Yep.
I think they're building him up to say his first real words.
He's gonna talk. He's gonna say something. He's gonna say
Din Mando.
I mean, Din is very easy. Din is a very easy thing to say.
Bo. I don't know.
Din is a very easy thing to say. So that could be the first one.
Yikes. So it is coming down to the wire for Bad Batch.
I think before we wrap up, there's a couple things that I want to get everybody's thoughts on. Going back to the Mando episode. The first thing is when they were walking in that park and they just casually say like, oh, that's like the tallest peak on Coruscant.
Yeah.
And this is the only place where you can see the actual planet.
Yeah.
And it's the tallest peak on the planet. And they're just taking a stroll in the park. And it's like, oh, like imagine you're just walking in the park and it's like, oh yeah, that's Mount Everest tip right there. Just peeking through the sidewalk.
That would freak me out to live in buildings that are that tall.
Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense because, I mean, you know, the underworld and the under levels,
true.
and it's just like, I thought that was just so cool.
Question.
I just thought it was so cool. That it's like,
Coruscant?
That's actual Coruscant planet.
That was
right
cool.
There.
And I realized I'd never even thought about it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what does it even look like?
Yeah.
Is the underworld like, I think it goes like, okay, this is the mountain. This knuckle is the peak. So all their towers are either like, you know, up, their skyscrapers are up or hovering around here. Does the underworld go like underground, or is it just towards like the bottom of the mountain? Do you think? Or just go even deeper?
I have no idea. But it at least goes, they've built their entire planet around the surface.
I need a diagram of the crust.
So the surface, at the very least, the underworld would go all the way down to the surface.
Yes.
But it might just go through the surface. It might continue into the crust. Of course not. It could.
Where's the sewer run? Apparently mountainous. Yeah, they just
the underworld is like, it's just like, if you were to take, it reminds me of like ant tunnels, right? Like if you just took a giant slab of like mile thick concrete, and then you just build the like ship tubes, and then you build all the houses and everything that goes in and out of the underworld, and there's the different levels. So it's essentially like you're on a level. The ceiling is concrete. Below you is concrete. And then your only way to the surface, you know, in the top level, is to go into the tubes, the ship transport tubes that go up and down, like in a ship elevator.
Yeah.
Hello to our almost queen. To the core. Very interesting. Okay, yeah, so that's literally...
Alice, unfortunately, we are wrapping up, but I might go live again this weekend because it feels weird. We've been doing weekend streams past few weekends, and I might just have to do something to fill the void because we don't have The Last of Us. I'm so upset. It hit me this afternoon. I realized, like, holy shnikes, we don't have The Last of Us anymore. What am I supposed to do? I gotta wait for Succession to come out. I'm actually gonna take some polls with you guys because now that I've just gotten back into reactions, I don't know, I thought about, there's several shows that are coming out that I also love that are not Star Wars related by any means, but I'm like, maybe I should just react to this because why not, like, you know, just to...
No, you should just do it.
Yes, but I might do a poll to see how many of y'all are like Succession fans, Yellow Jackets fans, literally nothing at all to do with Star Wars or any of that nature. But I was like, also, Yellow Jackets is kind of scary, and I feel like when I react to things with you guys, even though you're not there physically with me, there's some sort of presence that makes me feel like I'm not watching it alone, because I know that you guys are going to be watching it with me later, so I don't know. It eases the burden. So I might do some polls and see. What was that even in regards to? Yes, anyway, long story short, that was quite the tangent. We'll probably maybe stream this weekend. I'll let you guys know. What were there final points you wanted to make?
Yeah, there's a couple more.
Oh, God. Okay, right.
So while they're at the mountain, before they get to the mountain and she acknowledges it, you can hear the Resistance theme playing on some like radio or speaker. Did you catch that?
Say that again?
The Resistance theme from like Force Awakens. The song, like the theme song
Maybe.
for the Resistance.
It's playing in the park? Where was it playing?
A slow jazz version of that was playing off of some speaker while they're walking through the park.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone else caught that, but I thought that was pretty interesting. It's kind of like when they're playing the Imperial March, a slow jazz version on Lothal and Rebels on Empire Day.
Look at those emojis.
See, Cal noticed it. Yeah, I heard it and I was like, is that what I think it is? Because it was pretty slow, but eventually you get the whole thing. So,
other final point, you said there were still several.
The rock or the mountaintop was awesome. Resistance theme.
Yes, Kyle. Also, when they agreed that they were gonna go, the theme that was playing like the low hum when they were like, we're gonna go to the junkyard, and he was like, you're doing this for the Republic, when he was like giving himself that pep talk in the mirror. It was very like, ooh, I can't, it's so low, I can't recreate it, but I liked that music as well. It was very like Palpatine-esque.
Yeah, it was oddly like Plagueis ish, like the opera Plagueis music when Anakin and Palpatine are at the opera. Mm-hmm. I was thinking that too. Like, it sounds kind of like that.
Do you recall what your point was?
No, because I don't remember.
Sorry.
There's a Yellow Jacket tangent in there.
Sorry.
The Resistance was around, I don't know. I forget when exactly it formed, but essentially very quickly after the New Republic forms, after Return of the Jedi, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, probably somewhere in there. The Republic basically demilitarizes, but then they create the Resistance as a secret contingency plan in case they need a military. But I don't know the exact timeline. But 5 years later, we're right at 5 years after at Mando.
T-Money! Also celebrating 18 months. Let's go. You and Charlie, the goats. Hope you're all doing well. Still got to catch up on Mando and Bad Batch. Busy with school. Spring break was nice, though. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed some time off. Tom and I also have to go watch Bad Batch. So if Tom can think of his last point here, he had a few more to make. If you can remember, we'll wrap it up.
I forget. I forget.
Could you recommend some good Star Wars books to cover in class? I usually have it right here with me. I read the Ahsoka novel thanks to Star Wars Obsession, who's lurking in the chat, and it was incredible. And it's actually also fun now because it's the final episode of her arc in Tales of the Jedi is like very loosely adapted from it, but at least it's some sort of like, if you wanted to read the book and then show that episode, it would be like a cool kind of, it's just cool. But the novel was also just great, especially if you focus on like character development and character studies. It's perfect. It's fabulous. I loved it. Well, I think I feel so bad. This is like the second time this has happened this year.
Oh, actually, I remember the point. So now we can talk for another 15 minutes.
15?
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch Bad Batch.
So, what time do you sleep until today?
I woke up at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes.
I still got 2 hours on you, so we can stream for another 2 hours.
Oh my god.
So, I remember the third point. Of the trailer that we've gotten, have we seen all the shots except for the breaking down the door in the temple?
I think so.
Is that the only scene from all the trailers that we haven't seen in the show yet?
I feel like it.
I think we have seen everything else.
I think so.
Except, no, that's not true. except for the shot where the Mandos are dropping out of the ship.
Yes,
We
and
have
they're
not
on
seen that.
Navarro.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have not seen that.
Yes.
Haven't seen that. But can anyone else name another shot from the trailers that we have yet to see in the show?
There's like one different shot. Green Planet with Mando Starfighter.
Green Planet with
And
Mando.
I'm pretty sure there's another shot that has Din. It's on the
Yes,
same
Charlie,
planet
exactly.
that they just finished up on, where the Children of the Watch are hiding out, the covert.
Mhm.
It's a shot of him exiting out of the. All the other Mandos are seemingly like lined up in front of him, and he's like walking out of the cave entrance, and it's like one quick little shot, but I don't think we haven't seen
where Dan is walking out of the green cave entrance.
There's not the green caves, on the planet where they are now.
Mm-hmm.
He just walks out of. It's literally one of like the first shots in like the first trailer. It's overlapped with "Who are we? What do we stand for?" And it shows him like walking out of the cave
with all of them. Okay, so that could be like the beginning of next episode.
Yeah.
But I want to know, Obsession. What shot is this? What green planet? It's not Caladan. Because I mean, in the episode we just got, I mean, that's where that whole
Kyle
sequence is, right?
Point.
Where,
yeah, that's what we just saw. I mean, unless it's a different green planet. Man City Bubbles. Yes, the shot where Din's coming out of the cave. It looks like they're searching for stuff. These out of context, it's like, what are we talking about? Yes, faraway Mando's on a cliffside. Okay, so there are a few, but Kyle made a really good point. Next week is Dave Filoni. Yeah, Saber Smith confirms. Mando Starfighter flying into the civilian on a green planet with many bubble domes. I gotta rewatch the trailer because I do not remember that.
Many bubble domes. Like Sundari Mandalore bubble domes? Well, I guess those aren't bubbles, but like those are like Gunga City.
Don't give me hope.
Bubble domes.
Mando
City bubbles. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely getting a prime Mando civilization flashback for sure.
I hope so.
We have to. I mean, Bo walking into the mines, talking about her past, talking about her childhood.
Yeah.
Half that episode when they're around the fire, she's talking about the prime civilization, all this stuff. Like, they're going to give us full prime live action Mandalore. And they should really give us live action Satine death.
No! I can't relive that in live action.
That would be phenomenal. It makes sense. We're doing a character study of Bo this season, apparently. So why not go to one of the most traumatic moments of her life?
Oh, God.
When her sister is savagely murdered in front of her.
Sounds like, oh, Tom. Oh, my God. Well, we might end on that pleasant thought, folks. I mean, we'll see. But I don't know if this will be our set time. I mean, it definitely was fun getting Tom's like initial reaction and having our fresh thoughts about the episode on Wednesday night here. So maybe we'll keep this up for next week. Going forward, this can be our new Dork Discourse time. Maybe we'll see. But I did also enjoy getting your fresh take on things too. I think it made for a fun discussion, having everything off the cuff. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. We're going to go watch Bad Batch. Thank you guys for not spoiling it. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me be a fake fan in peace. You should blog about this to start a newsletter. Tom's entrance was priceless. Tom is on to something, bro. I agree. Dang.
We'll see.
I guess Tom was spitting facts tonight. Night, y'all.
We'll see.
Yes, we will see. But we'll see you guys maybe this weekend. If not, we'll definitely be seeing you next week for sure. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We appreciate it. You guys are the OGs. We love it. We love it. Oh, yes. One final little emoji bomb there to end the night off. Thanks for hanging out, guys. May the force be with you guys always, and we'll see you guys again very, very soon. All right.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for hanging out.
Whoa, final emoji bombs there from Charlie. You may fire already. I love it. All right, we'll end while we look cool here with all the emoji love. Thank you, Charlie. We can always count on you. All righty. Love you guys. I did the thing again where I muted before I wasn't fast enough. Dang it. Okay. Do you see what's happening? Like
No.
the meme thing goes in front of my screens. Okay. All right. Now we're actually leaving. Love you guys. No, I did it again.
Stop
See?
saying love you guys. Hate you guys. Later.
Stop.
Hate?
All right.
Does hate pop up? Hate.
All right. No. It
does.
Oh, it
Hate.
says it thinks you said hey.
Oh.
We're talking about the AI right now that generates
you clicked off
these memes.
Hey.
All right. We're actually going to go. All right. I'm just not going to say anything.